Hey there, it's me, Zak Wolf, here to tell you about my first convention I've gone to. Anthro New England 2020. The big bad wolf from Disney has gone for the past 5 years they've held it, and he also came along, but I'll get into that more. This year I stayed overnight 2 nights at the Boston Park Plaza Hotel, making trade travel a whole lot easier. It was a little run-of-the-house economy room, but that was all I needed. Just a place to sleep, shower, change, and store my stuff. Yeah, I did also bring my record player, but I didn't get around to do my vinyl bit much due to the crowds, and because of security's new policy of going around with devices playing music. Though the high volume setting of the record player was acceptable though. But this may be my last time I bring the record player to Anthro New England. Anyways, I arrived on Friday morning with my stuff, having rode a commuter train in from my hometown of Brockton. Already my fursuit among arriving at the con. During my time there, I met up with plenty of old friends from previous cons, all of whom got to see me as Zak Wolf for the first time. Some of them were so used to the big bad wolf they didn't recognize Zak at first. I kind of enjoyed that. And I also made a few new friends, like one of my loyal online followers, Candy the Wild Piggy, and even Chuck E. Cheese. It's actually a female fur who's into the Chuck E. Cheese's and Showbiz Pizza stuff, like I somewhat am. Well, I guess Anthro New England is also where a furry can be a kid. Yeah, and regarding that, this year there were a lot of kids attending the con, and I enjoyed that, especially kids that would even fursuit. It's great to see people of all ages get into the furry scene, especially now that we're somewhat more well-known compared to the 1990s and 2000s. And speaking of decades, because of this year being, 2020, the con's theme this year was the Roaring Twenties. So for a while on Friday, I went around with my 20s mobster look of sorts to go with the theme. Don't I look sharp? During that time, I also played some Mario Kart 64 in the gaming room, and I let Bowser win. And then that evening was the fursuit games, the first one Zak Wolf participated in, and it sure was crazy. I was on the green team, and we started off with a scooter relay race relating to probation to keep with the 1920s theme. And then after that was charades, and when it was my turn, they had me do Mickey Mouse. I guess Gail knew me well enough to set me up on that one. The third game, the experimental one involving place balls, was also fun, and I was able to evade the cops while bootlegging for my team. And then after that, rather than go with musical chairs as they did for the past years they've had this con, they did a different game they called Confuzzle or something like that, where we all dance to the music, and then when it stops, the one who's caught still standing is out. It was pretty difficult to stay frozen in a dance pose for long periods of time. I stayed in there for a fairly long amount before I finally flubbed. But regardless, the green team won! A pretty good way to send off my first fursuit games. Oh, also, I wasn't the only one who would usually cosplay as an existing cartoon character and then debut my own fursona this year as a fursuit. My friend Tokala Nashoba also did so too, with his fursona now being in suit form. You might remember from previous cons I've attended cosplaying as Nick Wilde. Then that Saturday I attended a Zootopia appreciation panel, and later that was the big fursuit group photo, with over 500 fursuiters partaking in that, including me, of course. And then after that was the fursuit parade through the Boston Public Gardens. Candy and I went through that together, even if my wolfish instincts kicked in a bit. And then, of course, after that, I went to the In Your Ear record shop on Commonwealth Ave. The shopkeeper there was surprised and pleased by my new look. And it went well, even if I didn't buy as much vinyl. It didn't have any of the titles I'm still handing down. And then among arriving back at the hotel with dinner, I attended a furry YouTube meetup panel. Then I played Pokemon Snap in the gaming room for a while. And then I went up back to my hotel room and changed costumes. the big bad wolf started lurking about. Yep, figured he should be out and about at the con for old time's sake. We even got some girl now at the con mistaking him for Goofy as usual. On Sunday morning, he also attended a panel put on by Anthro about classic furry cartoons. And being such a cartoon star, he couldn't resist. But it wasn't all well that day. During the weekend, I apparently ate something bad. I think it was that hot dog I got for lunch at the nearby 7-Eleven. And so I didn't sleep at all Saturday night to Sunday morning. Due to nausea and having to go diarrhea. Blech! Well, at least I only barfed once. And into the toilet in my hotel room, thankfully. At 3 a.m. Ugh! So throughout Sunday, my stomach was still kind of out of it. So I ate lightly, mostly fruit. But I didn't let that spoil my fun. No pun intended. And I did slowly get better as the day went on. I sat out the fursuit recess this year due to my condition, so during that time, I played some Super Mario Brothers on the NES in the gaming room. And after that, I attended a panel about Furbies. Hey, it was inevitable, given that you've seen these guys quite a bit on my YouTube channel. Well, I didn't put the batteries in them for the con, but it was still pretty neat. Yeah. And I didn't really attend any other panels or events after that due to my condition, but I enjoyed showing off this look. And the closing ceremonies were also fun. This year we've had 2,570 attendees. A nice growth rate compared to last year when we had over 2,200 then. And a gigantic step up from the first Anthro New England 5 years ago, when they had 757 attendees. And they also raised $25,700 for the two fundraisers involved in the con. But what really got me excited was the announcement for next year's theme, the 1990s! Since this channel owner, i.e. myself, grew up in the 1990s, it's gonna be lots of fun. I should soon start to plan some kind of outfit for me to wear at the con to go with the theme. Or maybe I'll just stick with the t-shirts like these. Or this one too. I'm sure with this one I can stand out. But yeah, I probably won't bring my record player to Anthro New England 2021. Instead, I could bring my cassette player. It fit better with the 1990s. Also, the Disney Big Bad Wolf probably won't accompany me either. I found it to be cumbersome transporting two fursuits with the travel case and duffel bag I currently have. Maybe I'll someday get a much larger canvas bag, but we'll see. And I guess that's it for now. Stay tuned to this YouTube channel to see what I do next. Maybe I'll finally get an idea for a new YouTube poop or something.